Hey, what's going on? I'm just gonna make a really quick video. I just literally popped, I saw this video briefly, literally just now. Some dude called Mike Israel. Now, I've heard of this guy. Apparently he's a doctor or something. Don't know much about the guy. I'm not gonna pretend that I do, but I've seen him. I've definitely seen him before. I recognize him, but like from somewhere, whatever, like video or whatever. But it popped up on my thing, my subscription feed, and like, holy shit, man, the doomerism type content that I'm seeing today is it's so prevalent, and it's obviously it's gone mainstream, right? Like, people in the manosphere type circles and stuff, they were saying for years, and I remember thinking, like, this stuff will go mainstream. It's only a matter of time. Like, it's, we're literally a few years away. That's it, right? And this was back in like 2018 type of thing, like around that time. And um, I just remember thinking, like, this 100% is gonna end up kind of, it will be mainstream. It's just a matter of, like, what's gonna occur from this. Will it be bad? Will it be good? I honestly wasn't sure. I was thinking that ultimately it's gonna go mainstream, like looks maxing, all this kind of crap, and silliness like that. When that gets mainstream, and it's going to make more people aware, and it's going to change how people think, they're going to judge you more, judge looks more and stuff like this, because it's being pushed out, like, oh, you know are like, you see those, like, examples of those shitty TikToks. I've seen them in some YouTube videos on certain channels, where they'll show, like, someone, like, oh, so if your bone measures this, and they'll be showing their jawline and all that, right? And they'll be, if you have this type of jawline, it means you're attracted. Just fuck, absolute animalistic type shit. Just proper base level, like, baseline type stuff. Whatever, I'm not going to argue against it. We all know that, like, good looking people look a certain way. We get it, right? We get it. But I just kind of flicked through the video a little bit, and what he was saying was kind of wild, like, genuinely insane. It was pretty wild to hear. Like, it wasn't just, because this ain't an ugly guy. This is a, probably an average guy. Maybe he's great shape, I think, but he's bald, and, like, he's just a generic bald white guy, really. He's one of those that, like, he's a big dude, right? He works out, I guess, so he's in good shape. So he looks, probably more masculine than, I guess, physically attractive. But either way, he's gonna be fine, right? So it's not like this dude is someone who's in, would have been in our situation over the years, or your situation, whatever it may be, like, where he's been kind of an outcast because of how he looks. But the video was basically called "Being Ugly," something about being ugly, and being ugly sucks, or whatever. And it was like him just brutally fucking, like, with no emotion. Oh yeah, being ugly, man. Like, dude, ugly people, they have to settle for other ugly people, and they don't even like each other. Like, they don't even like he was going in, like, he's being brutal about it, and just, I don't really subscribe to that belief. I gotta be honest. Like, you might look at people and be like, they're ugly. If they could, they would get a supermodel. Yeah, it's like, we're all animals, dude, especially as men, right? Let's not sit here and lie. We're sexual. That's just how we are as men. We're sexual fucking animals, like, in the sense that we're born with. It's biology to, that we're gonna want to spread our seed. Let's say, I hate that, sounds so disgusting, but you know what I mean. Sow your wild oats, whatever the fuck. You know, as men, we all want to do that. It doesn't matter how you look, right? We're all born this with, that desire, right? But, to sit there and say that, like, it's impossible to be attracted to your partner because they're not conventionally attractive is wild stuff, man. That's wild stuff. Like, it genuinely is quite. There's such an elitist, like, eugenicist, poisonous kind of mentality there, that it just feels gross, man. Like, even, and he was like, it just doesn't feel. That doesn't feel human. I gotta be real, man. When you start talking like that, that's wild as fuck, especially for someone like that, who's meant to be like a huge influencer and shit. I just kind of blew my mind a little, because we all know this is true. Everyone knows being ugly is bad. We all know this. everyone does now, especially because of how mainstream it is. We know it's like the most important thing, right? People that were laughed for talking about this stuff 10 years ago are now like being validated, like vindicated, right? And because you've got the influencers, I say in air quotes, for people like this dude. And I'm not trying to say he's a bad person. I'm just saying like he's obviously an influencer type guy. He's one of these people that's like, they throw him out on podcasts and random shit. Like he's all, how it is today. Like people just, these random people are just like on social media getting loads of views, talking about like politics and society and just everything, right? And it's like, I think he's just one of those dudes. Like he goes on podcasts and all that, whatever, fitness related stuff, I'm sure. But like, this dude is just randomly talking about this. Like, I guess it's interesting to me because even 5 years ago, this type of dude would have been talking about how this is toxic and you've got to basically like just deal with what you've got, right? Make the best of what you've got. But now we've got dudes like this saying, "Oh yeah, give up." Like, essentially, that's what he's saying, man. He might not have said literally give up, but he was brutal, man. Like he was saying like, just like I said, like ugly people will never be happy, basically, like with other ugly people. Like when he's just like wild stuff, how they can't possibly be attracted to each other. Everybody wants a supermodel. Like you get made fun of constantly every day, and people like, and he was saying there was something that he said that like I don't like when people try and justify it. Like he was saying like, oh, you can't blame people for being repulsed by you. Like what kind of fucked up shit is that? Like, yes you can, dude. Like that's not, that doesn't make it right. Like what kind of warped, that's such, to me, that's such an American style way of thinking. That's just there's a crassness, and I'm not trying to say it's just America, people like that here as well, 100%. But like, to be so like just sickeningly like condescending while you do it, and to just wave it away as if it's like, oh, it's not a big deal, dude. You're repulsive, bro. Dude, you're repulsive, bro. Like, it's your fault, dog. You can't blame people, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing here? Like, that's some wild fucking stuff. Like, I don't know, man. Like, it blew my mind a bit, to be honest with you. Like, just to hear that from someone like that, because we all know this. We all know being ugly's bad, but like, what do you get out of putting stuff like that out there, right? Influencing your viewer base, which is probably young men. Let's be real, like, you're putting poison out there, dude. You're putting poison out there. It's toxic, genuinely toxic. Like, again, like, no, I don't fucking have a problem with this dude. I don't even know who he is, but I mean, I've heard of him. I recognise him. I've probably seen him on a video somewhere. But like, I don't know. I'm interested to see what you think, what anyone else thinks about it. Because again, we all know this, but like, I just find it pretty wild that we're at the point in society where you get large influencers like that putting out doom content, I would call it, just utter doom. Like, there's no other way to put that. That was wild, man. And like, no wonder, like, it's gotten way worse. I remember being a teenager, like young teenager, and being super depressed watching stuff like, Face, right? If anyone remembers Face in LMS, stuff like that. And he was like someone who was going through this. He was obviously, he had his issues physically. I'm not going to get into it all. It's not my, but if you know, like you've heard of him probably, you know what I mean? But he used to do streams. He would talk about this stuff, looks live and all that. Like, he would get people on talking about what they've been through, kind of thing. And it was like, it was depressing, but it was kind of like weird in that you related to these people because they were going through it. But this dude, he really, I'll be honest, like, again, I don't know him. I'm just saying it came across a bit like a playground bully type of thing. Maybe I'm completely wrong, who knows, but certainly very possible, But like, again, to say something like that, like, oh, you can't blame people for being disgusted by you, repulsed by you. It's like, dude, that ain't the normal way to be. It really isn't. Like, yeah, okay, people might look at you and be like, oh, you're a weirdo, I don't want to talk to you. Whatever, dude. We can't change how people think. But to justify that, like, mistreatment of people, that was it. He was like saying, that was it. The words he said not verbatim, but I'm paraphrasing, but he was like, you can't even be mad at people when they mistreat ugly people or something. He was like, you can't even be mad at it, dude. Like just that cocky fucking shit, you know what I mean? Like, dude, you can't even be mad at it. Like, what? Like, why are you trying to justify that, man? That's some evil shit, dude. Like, I'll give you an example, right? There's a dude, he's an actor. Um, he's called Adam Pearson. If anyone knows, like, just search up Adam Pearson, the actor. He's physically deformed. Like, he's got a ton of deformities on his face, growths and shit. Like, you know, he had like from it that basically were growths, right? That he had tons of surgery, and so again, look him up. You'll see like he is physically deformed in the most obvious way possible, and like, you know, are you trying to say that like you're gonna justify people mistreating that dude? Like, what kind of think, bro? Where's your humanity? Like, seriously, like some people, a lot of you, like not you, but like I don't know you, but like people in these sort of communities, man, like you guys, you lack like basic humanity. I'll be real. It's kind of creepy, to be honest. It's pretty pathetic. Like, not I'm not saying this dude is, you know, but come on, man, like that's wild. Like, to even imply that that's somehow okay is to me it's sick. I think it's evil. I'm not saying, again, I'm not saying this dude is evil. Let me make it very clear for anyone who might be slow. You know, I'm saying that kind of mindset, that's very fucking, that's a slippery slope, because once you start putting that shit out there, what do you think these moron little dumbass kids are gonna do? Like, you know, these young men who are just fucking just mentally warped because they've been watching fucking degenerate red pill trash, right, on their fucking TikToks and shit like that. It's embarrassing, dude. Like, all these Andrew Tate fucking followers and shit. It's embarrassing, mate. Like, have some humanity. Come on, dude. Like, come on. Don't be putting. I find that wild, man. I'm not gonna lie. That's disappointing, dude. From that we're seeing this. I'll be real. Like, again, people probably think, oh, you're a pussy. Grow up. I don't give a fuck, man. Like, you guys, the type of people that think that, in my opinion, they're barely human. I'll be real. Like, they don't have. And again, you can be, oh, you know, people, again, always, it always comes back to looks with these fucking cunts, right? But it's just vile, dude. And this is why you just ultimately, like, it make, you know, you got to do what you got to do in life. Just be happy in any way that you can, you know. Like, don't be pressured by this, all the bullshit we're pressured by. Like, fuck that. Like, don't, who cares if people think you're a loser and all this, or if you're this, or who gives a damn? Like, you know, do what you have to do to be happy. Just, you know, enjoy the little things. But like I said, that's, I had to just really quickly make this video. There's, again, I don't use a script. I always come on here and just speak my damn mind. But I literally recorded this straight after like flicking through that video. It's just wild, man. That just kind of blew my mind a little bit. I don't really know why, because it's like, again, we've known this stuff for years. It's not like what he said. It was more like the way he said it. It was like, I don't really know what the goal was. Like, you just trying to, what are you even trying to get out of that? You're just reiterating decade old points that we've all been through already, and you're not even someone that, you know, a lot of people can relate to in that sense, because you're some big fucking, with all due respect, big meathead, muscled up dude. You know what I mean? Like, the average person, ugly person in air quotes, ain't gonna relate to you. So I just find it a little wild, man. I know I keep saying that word, but I'm just, I never even say that too. I'm just shocked. Like, it's probably not the right word. I'm not that fucking shocked, but like, I don't know. I guess it's interesting to me how it's, these kind of conversations are being just put out there mainstream, but like influencers are having these conversations, right? It's not like some random dude in his bedroom like myself, basically, right? It's like actual influencers with serious like reach and actual ability to kind of, you know, make, on a very small scale, but like, you do have the ability to change because you're influencing tons and tons of people. It's just wild to me that you're putting that kind of rhetoric out there, that kind of mindset out there, that like, oh yeah, just basically being ugly is like hell. Like, I'm not gonna lie, mate, like, that's you're putting people, you're playing with fire there, because like, you know, people are already fragile as it is, man. Like, you know that. So when you're putting out that kind of stuff, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Like, it was just, there was something about certain stuff that he said though. Like, again, that whole thing when it was like, you can't blame people for mistreating ugly people or something. I'm paraphrasing, but it was like, no, he was like, you can't even be mad at them or something. It's like, really? You're gonna justify that shit because in your warped brain it's like, oh, it's just science, bro. It's biology, bro. It's just biology. Like, it's science. It really isn't, dude. Come on, you're not a fucking animal, mate. You're a human being, right? You know you know basic right from wrong. You don't need to be fucking actively just like treating people like absolute dirt because you think that they're ugly. Fucking get a grip, dude. Like, and I'm not saying this to him, but like to everyone like that. That's how I feel about the situation. It's like, if that's the kind of so-called human being you are, I mean, that's fucking sick, dude. Why do good people like not speak out about this? You know, like, I wish more good people out there, well, good men, let's be real, would speak out about this, because I just think this kind of toxic, warped mindset, I almost think it's, I don't want to use the word psyop, but yeah, for lack of a better word, it's almost like, it feels like that. Like, they just want you to be as doom and gloom and miserable and defeated as possible. And like, all these influencers are making money off of your misery because you're not doing anything. You're not trying to live your life in any way. You're just obsessively watching these lunatic streamers living vicariously through them. Like, I don't know. Damn, that was a long fucking rant. I feel like I didn't breathe there. I feel like I just went on a big fucking rant. But again, like, just literally just a random video. I pressed record as soon as I clicked off it because I was so fucking, I was just like taken aback by that, to be honest. But yeah, what else is there to say? I mean, that's it. Like I said, I'm trying to just enjoy the little things in life. That's my thing. I know it's not as easy as that for everyone else, but at the same time, you know, you got to try and do what you can to find some happiness somewhere. You know, in any way you can. Don't think about anyone else and how, oh, they're doing so much better than me. We get it. Looks matter. We get it, man. How, like, you know, how many times do you want to fucking reiterate that point? The same shit we all know over and over again, right? Just whining about how being ugly is bad. We get it. We know. Like, everyone knows this by now, you know? I just, I don't think it's beneficial to dwell on shit like this. I understand completely if you're, like, talking to people who actually are going through it and they're really able to, it's like you feel less alone. It's very helpful. It really is helpful to talk to people who can actually relate to you, and you know, you feel less alone. So that's definitely a positive. But then when you're listening to like guys like this, just almost comedically like brutalize and just doomerize, to create a new word, like put you on that real doomer fucking, you know, way of thinking, like nothing positive comes from that, literally. So anyway, I'm gonna end it there. I just again, no fucking no hate towards that dude at all. Don't even know the guy. I've seen, like I said, I've seen a clip of him once or twice, and I've heard the name. I definitely recognise the name, but again, couldn't tell you where I've seen him. Probably on a podcast or some shit. Maybe the Whatever one. I feel like that could be one, but I'll end it there, man, for now. Yeah.